Alrighty, go ahead and hop on in here. Howdy, y'all. This is Wes, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy XIV stream. Maybe I have to make sure that we're actually getting this here correctly. There we go. But yeah, so not a whole lot going on here today. I just wanted to hop in and just, I don't know, do something. I had work a little bit earlier today, and I'm kind of kind of wiped out. But yeah, I didn't want to, leave you guys hanging or anything like that. Maybe, assuming I can get this working. I might have to restart Streamlabs. Let's see here. Well, I don't know. Let me see if I can change it to another application and maybe try something else here. I don't know what's going on with it. It's just being weird. It's being weird today. It was working fine earlier. I think it's because I changed it after. Yeah, I don't know. This kind of tells you what kind of day it's been. But hi, how's your week going? Just bear with me a little bit here while I try and figure this out. But yeah, it's been going okay. It's a job. I can't really say too much more beyond that. I doubt I'll be there very long. I can already tell that they're trying to, move me to other stuff outside of the position that I actually applied for, which is not good. So yeah, that's a thing. Here, let me try restarting the game here. I don't really know what else to do. But yeah, it's been yeah, it's something. It wouldn't be so annoying if this didn't keep happening. Usually I can kind of tell during the interview process whether or not I can kind of call that from the list, right? And it always happens with retail where, I will try and, you know, apply to a sales or a cashier position or something like that. And then I get into the interview and it's like, hey, we want you to work inventory and do truck and that kind of thing. And it's like, no, that's not what I signed up to do. That's not, if that's what you wanted me to do, I never would have applied, right? This time it didn't happen until after I had already gone through the whole hiring process and everything, and yeah, it kind of annoyed me more than a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. You know, I'll keep the job for now until oh, here, let me turn this off real quick. Alts and all that stuff. Well, I just get through the key here. But yeah, I mean, I'll keep it for now. Just, you know, it's a job, it's a paycheck. Keep it until I can get some stuff paid off, and keep looking for other stuff in the meantime. But yeah, it's like if they wanted me to, you know, handle the planograms and all of that stuff, I could have gone across the street and did all of that for like $4 more an hour than what they're paying me. So yeah, it's everyone's nice. I mean, the team's nice. It's slow. I don't really have to think a whole lot. So, you know, I guess in some ways, you know, people would be like, why in the world would you turn down that easy job? But I mean, that's kind of what I think of it. You know, it's an easy job. Yeah, that's about all I can say about it. You know, it's not very fulfilling, we'll put it that way. But you know, going through all of that kind of stuff, it does motivate me a little bit more. So you know, I keep applying to other stuff, but I also keep doing stuff on my own. So we've got our streams here. Howdy y'all. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know, I always like my projects, right? I always like having different projects and stuff to go off of. So I finally downloaded Live 2D Cubism, and we're gonna go through that. So there might be some changes on the channel. You know, they have some really good like basic tutorials to kind of help people get started and get introduced to how to do it. And honestly, the tutorials are really good if you have a basic understanding of how Live 2D Cubism works, if maybe you have some experience in Photoshop and that kind of thing. It says a lot that I'm more worried about the art than I am the rigging. I'm not an artist. I don't know how to draw. I have no, yeah, I've tried and tried and tried. But the rigging part, and everyone keeps saying, oh, Live 2D is so complicated and all this other stuff. But to be honest, you know, I've dealt a lot with different kinds of posing software and animation software and that kind of thing. I'm pretty comfortable with that kind of thing. If I already have the models rendered, right? Or if there's like a model editor that I can use rather than have to make artwork from scratch. I mean, I'm used to dealing with FK and IK nodes and stuff, and learning animation and timeline and that kind of stuff just on my own, just for fun. So yeah, it really honestly is not super intimidating, since I kind of know that stuff from the start, right? But yeah, the art, I don't know. You know, it's interesting because Live 2D, the way that it works is like you don't really make just one piece of artwork, and I think that's where I always get kind of tripped up, right? It's like making one character all at once, in one complete package, right? Like you have to break every individual part of a character down into different layers for it to work. All right, let's go ahead and get in here. Yeah, we'll just do our weeklies and all that. I'm not super concerned. I think I need a helmet and I need boots. Need the old booties. There we go. I'll be fine. I got time. There we go. Alrighty, and center. You know, I only really do this once a week, so I don't really know how we're doing in terms of his HP. I usually feel like if we're just like burning through him, it's super obvious. Some of the runs I've had have been really fast. And others, you know, it's still people grinding out their gear and whatnot. I mean, same for me, I guess. Let's see, Reforge Reflection, which one we got? I saw the nerf and everything this morning. Yoshi P is too good at his own game. thought that was pretty funny. What do you mean? The devs actually play their own game? What the hell? Who does that? I guess I don't really need to, there we go. There we go, there we go. Try switching it up to get them down so, we can avoid the massive damage if you don't in time. You know, that's one of those portions of the fight where my old affliction lock training comes into play, and doing my my tabbing back and forth. I like it. It keeps me on my toes. Keeps me active. All right, where are we gonna start out at? Okay. Worth 2. Alright. Over here. I feel like I'm clipping some casts, but I can't really tell because I'm because I'm streaming at the same time and trying to talk. It happens. Get under and we'll be in the right position no matter what. There we go. Oh, I guess I could have rezzed someone. That's fine. It's just the weeklies. Does mean the fight's gonna drag on a little bit longer, though. What do we got here? Gonna have the our old P2 buddy. Oh no! Oh yeah, there he is. Hippocampus or whatever his name is. Alright, which side are we going on first? Okay, of course. Not the one that I needed, but that's fine. Alright, there we go. It's pretty amazing how easy this fight is. Like, even the first couple of times I did it, you know, when it was brand spanking new, most everything was pretty well telegraphed. Out of the normal raids, I think probably P2 was probably the only one that really gave me a lot of trouble right off the bat. Nowadays it's not too bad, but you know, it still has a couple portions where there's just a lot going on all at once. So it can be kind of hard to keep track of the markers and stuff. But it's generally not too bad nowadays. But this one and Treeform, they really were not bad at all. Surprisingly so. I can stay here, it's fine. Oh no, I take a little bit of a hit. Whatever will I do? There we go. Now I don't know what it's like at Savage. I haven't even really looked at Savage. I mean, I'm only 6'10" to begin with, so you know, even if I got over, you know, Party Finder anxiety or whatever to hop in there, I'm only barely at the cutoff. I feel like for most of the Savage groups, I wasn't going to spend a whole lot of gil and all that on buying the crafted gear and etc. and etc. I feel like I'm doing just fine with the gear that I've got. So you know, might not be 99 parse or anything like that, but good enough to accomplish my own goals and do what I want to do in the game. Okay, which way is it going here? Okay. Yeah, this part always tripped me up a bit. That's probably really the only tricky part, was just trying to keep track of which direction those lines were going, and where it gets closed off. But yeah, I mean, I'm probably not going to be, you know, 99ing anytime soon because of the gear, but, you know, I'm doing well enough for what I want to do. All the things that I want to accomplish in the game. If I do hop into Savage, you know, it might happen eventually, but, I hear it's honestly not too bad, this time around. There's no real P3S equivalent, from what I understand, which is, pretty nice. There we go. Okay, there we go. Safe. And, stand in the pathway that he's pointing. There you go. I did find it funny that they once again had to ban more people for using waymark mods and stuff. Like, I always see people on forums and whatnot being like, "What does it matter? This doesn't affect you." And I mean, I feel like I've said my piece, you know, a billion times about that kind of thing. But it does make the fight easier. You know, it's one less thing you have to keep track of and whatnot, which inherently makes it easier. But I am impressed that they like tracked down the dude. I don't know how in the world they tracked down the person that did it. I don't know if like maybe the waymark saves are like saved server side, and they like trace it all the way back to whoever originally made the first save. I don't know. It's just kind of wild. Go. Okay, usually it starts to auto target whenever I start casting again. I don't know what happened there. It's fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, I've heard good things about this tier. That, you know, it's challenging for sure, but it's not quite as annoying as some of the other fights were in the first tier. Like P3S, man, P3S is just an absolute nightmare. You know, there's a couple mechanics I've heard about that I hear might be like, you know, kind of like pug breakers or something, but nothing super obscene from what I've heard. Yeah, that's gonna really do a whole lot for me. Need. Okay, well, we might be doing a few runs at this rate. Got everything else but the hat and the booties. Well, yeah, we'll see how things go. I don't know if I'll hop into an EX4 later on stream or not. Like I said, I'm just kind of taking it as it comes. I just needed to chill out after a day of work. I mean, you know how it is. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't know how long I'll be there. You know, I'm working on Live 2D, and like I said, I have no idea how I'm gonna do the artwork. The way that it works is like I was saying, you have to break down every little bit. The eyebrows, the eyelids from the eyes, etc., etc. And I feel like I am a little bit better when it's broken down into individual components like that, because I can kind of work on one at a time and kind of mosaic it together. I don't know how it'll look as a finished result, but I feel like I can get a handle on that and maybe make some character designs or something like that. You know, a little bit more piecemeal, and a little bit more my level, by being able to break it down like that. So, you know, if I'm not good at eyes, you know, I'm very bad at anatomy. I'm very bad at, you know, it's not the individual components that give me a whole lot of trouble. It's usually the proportions. Eyes being the wrong side compared to the rest of the head being the wrong side compared to the rest of the body. So being able to kind of break everything down and reshape it, and I know you can do that on normal artwork too, thanks to the wonder of Photoshop and digital artwork. But being forced to do that, with the way Live 2D Cubism works, I think is going to help me out a lot. I don't think, if I do show up as a VTuber here in, a couple months or something like that, I doubt it'll be a super intricate one. I'm not a professional artist. I'm not in HoloLive or anything like that. But, I hope it'll be entertaining, and that'll give me an excuse to say, hey, I can do a little bit of rigging now, and, put that on the old resume, and, give me more excuse to stream more, do a little bit more of the kind of things that I want to do for the channel. Because, VTubing in general, I love sight gags. I love being able to do a lot of animated and visual stuff that I cannot do with a webcam. And, it's also the self-confidence issue, too, I'm a weird-looking guy, I guess. Yeah, I won't have to be as self-conscious turning on the webcam and dealing with, a white wall because of how it's set up and everything here in this room. Give me a lot more freedom. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. It'll take me a while to, first make a design, even if it's just like a basic, like, chibi design or something like that, which might be a little bit easier for me to handle this early on. But yeah, once I get to the rigging, I'm not super concerned about the rigging. I don't think it'll be quite as bad as I've been told. Especially because it's not a 3D art space. I've dealt with 3D art spaces before. I have Blender and that kind of thing, and it's very difficult sometimes to deal with FK and IK nodes in a 3D space because they all get kind of cluttered together, right? So putting it on a 2D plane will make it a little bit easier to kind of see how it's all laid out. And I'll be able to make as many or as few bones as I want, so I don't have to make it like super dense. But I can make it, I can make it look good. We'll just have to play around and see. But yeah, if I get in there and I actually really like it, who knows? I'm not opposed to, trying to do it for other people. They would have to provide the artwork and the assets, but yeah, I'd be more than happy to maybe start doing some rigging and that kind of thing. Just kind of as a side gig. See how it goes. I know the pro riggers take months to get their stuff done. Yeah, we'll just have to see how long it takes me. I tend to work pretty fast, to be honest. I don't know how involved something like a HoloLive rig is. I haven't really looked at the tutorials talking about like deformers and that kind of thing, or like how to add accessories to a model or anything like that. So yeah, it'll take a little bit of time to learn all of it. But that's the thing, is like working for other people, and I think that's kind of why I'm feeling this job. I've only been at it for 4 days and already getting burnt out. I just work better when I can set my own schedule. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, everyone would love to set their own schedule, but like I don't think people understand like how much I really truly enjoy working. If it's a project that I'm genuinely interested in, like I will literally go without sleep for far longer than I should, because I just get so into the zone, and I truly enjoy it so much. So if I get into rigging and I do really like it, and like hell yeah, I'll do rigs for 18 hours a day and do nothing but that. I have no problems doing that. But doing stuff for other people that I'm not super interested in, if it's just for the paycheck, then like even today, just a 4-hour shift will wear on me a little bit, because I'm not interested in it. It's a necessity rather than a need. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, don't ever turn your passions into a job. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I think it's more know what you're good at. If you're good at your passions, then yeah, absolutely. If you think you can turn it into a job and you're good at your passions, like objectively, like, yeah, I could make money off of this, then absolutely go do it, man. Like, I love writing and I think I'm good enough to make money off of writing. So yeah, that's why I went and got a degree on it. But like, it'd be different if it was like guitar. Like, I'm not good at guitar. I mean, I've done those, a practice stream on here, right? That's a passion that's like, you should probably just keep that as a hobby, it takes some self-awareness to be like, okay, yeah, I am or I'm not good enough to do this as a job. But, rigging and stuff and, things like that, I think there's a lot of potential there. I could never, I think, make something like Blender my job. I like trying to learn it, and I like learning models and animation that way, but I'm not good at Blender. So I very highly doubt that I would ever be in a position that I could make money off of like Blender models or Blender animation, But if it was, say, in a movie, and someone else was making the models and it was just my job to animate it, that would be a different case. It's all about knowing what you're good at and knowing your limits, and it's perfectly okay to be like, hey, I enjoy doing this thing, but I'm not very good at it. I'm not enough to be a professional at it, right? Okay. Yeah, this one's going much faster here. We haven't had anyone go down, which is helping out quite a bit. Is there any way to turn red maging into a job? I mean, I guess that's kind of what the YouTube channel is all about, I guess. Need to find a way to monetize my red mage. So hey guys, like, subscribe, hit that bell, right? Real talk though, I do need to get some more footage for my next Welcome Sprout video on jobs. So we'll that's going to be the next big project, I think. It's coming along. I've just had some issues, honestly, with drive space more than anything. Making sure that I've got enough space for all the footage on my main drive here. There we go. But yeah, the next Welcome Sprout, whenever I get around to it, when I'm not completely wiped out after a ship, it's just going to be, like I said, a very brief overview of every job. It'll be a little bit more in-depth than just talking about the job roles, but that will be part of it, is discussing what the roles are. We'll discuss, the very basic overview of how each job feels, like what its main, mechanic is, and going from there. It's not going to be a super in-depth guide on every job. If I was going to do in-depth guides like that, going into, the opener and that kind of thing, then, I'd basically have to do a video for every job, right? And I guess if I was going to be, a pro YouTuber, that's kind of what I would have to do, But no, it's not going to go over like openers and that kind of thing. There's plenty of guides about that. There's plenty of stuff out there for people. And honestly, like I've said it a billion times, I'm just not much of a theory crafter. My Welcome Sprout guide is meant for players that are new to the game or maybe interested in trying another job, but they don't really know what they're all about or how they feel or anything like that. If you take a brand new player and start throwing a bunch of charts and numbers at them, they're going to be completely lost. And it's the same way with a lot of raid guides too. And I think that's the biggest issue with a lot of raid guides is that people don't know how to parse down their information. So, you know, if you go to some of these guys, it's just nothing but numbers and waymarks and that kind of thing. And you really got to learn how to simplify things for people that are, you know, seeing something for the very first time, or are just taking a very cursory look at something, you know. So yeah, that's what the man. I'm gonna be running these forever. I don't know what the deal is. I guess everyone's got their chest in their pants now. Because last couple weeks, I got everything on every roll, even if it was the chest and pants. Because no one else was rolling on it. You know, I would roll a 20, 27, 30 on some of this stuff, and still win. So yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on here. I don't want to run P8 the entire stream. I'll just have to kind of take that as it comes. How am I doing on causality? Okay. But yeah, so the welcome sprout guides, I mean, they're mid for very entry-level players. You know, the talking to red guides would be more like advanced red mage stuff. But yeah, you know, the footage and whatnot is going out and switching to every job, and, you know, just taking a few minutes each job, just, you know, showing the job actions, getting some good looks at their armor and that kind of thing. It's not going to take very long. It's just very tedious, and it's very hard drive consuming more than anything. And I gotta write a script for it. Script shouldn't take too long, but yeah, I gotta do that at some time too. Oh, I can go check my island, I guess. I think they fixed it so that I shouldn't have any issues hopping into a duty finder group if I'm on my island anymore. I think that was one of the things they fixed. Something that and fellowships were another thing. So yeah, that'll be the next big project coming up. You know, I've still got the one that I want to do about you know, video game writing and stuff. That one's more of a long-term project. That one's like maybe early next year kind of project, unless this channel really takes off and I can get out of retail. That's definitely like a I gotta download and re-download and play a lot of games and get a lot of footage for that kind of thing. You know that Final Fantasy documentary, I spent what? My God, probably 32 hours making that. Part of that was because I had to learn After Effects. That was the whole thing. Yeah, I'm doing all right today. Hey, here we go. I actually tried to make an effort to look at the material. Look at the material supply and demand. The past few weeks, I haven't really looked at it all that much. I got my motorcycle. Didn't really see a whole lot else that I wanted. So I've got the motorcycle. I have one of the hairstyles. I've got my fairy wings. So you know, I've got most of the stuff that I wanted. But you know, there's always the extra. There's always the extra mounts, the mandragores, and all that. But yeah, so I mean, I spent what, 32 hours on the FF doc, and yeah, that was a long time. And yeah, it takes a long time to get that footage, and even longer to edit it because you have to go through and find the little segments. You know, it might take 5 minutes of footage, and only like 30 seconds of it will be really what you needed for that video, for what you have in your vision. It's just how video editing is. It's how directing is. Anytime I make a video, everything except Talking the Red. Talking the Red is just, those are easy. I literally just film myself doing a decent looking clear run of a dungeon, and then I literally just bring it up in VLC and start talking to what I see. Talking the reds are easy. I wish I didn't have so much anxiety about Savage, because it would be so much easier to try and get more Talking the Red episodes out. That's content, baby. That's some views, right? But yeah, all of the others, all of the like long form, like, hey, I'm actually doing audio recording and that kind of thing for these kind of videos. Those I always have kind of a master vision in mind, right? I basically go at it just like a director would. I have very certain things that I want to talk about, and they need to flow very well together. And then once the script is done, because that's usually the first thing that I write on, is I try and figure out what I want to say, just like just like a broadcaster would, news broadcaster or something like that. They write their article first, and then they're reading through it when you see it on screen, right? Maybe do a little vamping, but not a whole lot for the pre-recorded stuff. But like, say for this, say for the one about jobs, first of all, I'll have to do the intro, and then I'll have to go through and break everything down into roles, and I'll have to talk about the jobs in each role, and then for Warrior, I'm gonna have certain things as I start writing the script and start talking about it that I'm gonna want to get visually, certain job actions and that kind of thing. Try and make that flow a little bit with how they look. Probably show what they look like first, because that'll be the introduction to what they do, and then move into the job actions as I kind of get into more of the feel of them, that kind of thing, and then I need it to flow to the next one and flow to the next one, and I'll probably have to try and find the job icons for all of them. It takes a long time. It'd be one thing if I was making money off of it. I'd have a little bit more motivation, I guess. But YouTube's all ad revenue. I'm not a couple super chats here and there, and I'm always thankful for them. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like, just in general, unless you're a big streamer like Ninja or something, super chats just really aren't the thing. It's more of a Twitch thing. It's more of a VTuber thing. VTubers, it's obviously very big. But for whatever reason, super chatting, super thanks, has never really caught on for live webcam streamers on YouTube. And I'm not entirely sure why that is, but it's just the reality of it. And that's one of the reasons I kind of want to get into the VTubing thing, right? But yeah, it'd be different if I was getting enough views to support myself just off of ad revenue and stuff. But the reality is I can't. So I have to judge what I'm doing every day. Try and get in here and stream, have a good chill time for people that are interested. But for the long form video stuff, unfortunately, it's not something that I can just really sit here and do for 16 hours a day, right? Eventually it will pay off once I actually do get off my butt and finish it. Typically those videos do pretty well. I don't know if it's just my personality or what, but people like like my pre-recorded stuff a lot more than the live videos. I don't know. But it'll do fine, I'm guessing. I'll probably be pretty happy with it, but it's a little bit harder to get that motivation up. Is I guess what I'm trying to say, when you're already working a regular job and then trying to do the streaming stuff and making the thumbnails and all of that on top of it. Just because getting the footage and everything is so tedious. It'd be nice if I had like a 2 system set up so that like if I was streaming right now, I would be able to get the footage at the same time that I'm streaming without the webcam and everything. Unfortunately, I don't think, as far as I know, with the way that I've got it set up right now, I don't think that's a viable option. If I tried to turn on recording right now, it would get the webcam and everything. And I figure the people that are looking at my pre-recorded content like that are doing it because I don't have the webcam. So yeah, I got to kind of balance things a little bit. Yeah, it would make things a lot easier if I could record and stream at the same time, you know? Okay, oh, snake. Got it. Alright, let's just hope I get the boots. Yeah, I don't want to do this another. I want to do this 4 times on one stream. We got other bosses we can go be doing. Thankfully we're doing pretty well. We had the mech go down, but if you listen to the mechs right now, that's not really much of a hindrance. I don't know. I mean, mech's still my PvP main. Hell, PvP is what taught me mech more than anything. I would have no idea what was going on with him right now if it wasn't for Crystalline Conflict. There we go. Switch over there because we need to get him down. I got just in time. We're doing all right. Now, in non-streamer behind-the-scenes business news, what do you guys think of the Nintendo Direct? I'm pretty excited about it. You know, I've said a billion times that, you know, I always had a Sega growing up. So, you know, I love Breath of the Wild, but I'm not like a huge hardcore Zelda fan. You know, I really enjoyed it. I'll probably get Tears of the Heavens or whatever it is. But it's not like something I'm super pumped about. Honestly, what had me more excited than anything was Octopath Traveler 2. Especially since they said that they are going to try and make the stories intertwine a little bit better than they did. That has me excited, like really excited. So yeah, overall, a lot of farm sims. A lot of farm sims coming out. Not sure how I feel about that. The Island Sanctuary is about as much farm sim as I can take. Anything beyond that's not really my thing, I think. But also a lot of JRPG stuff. Atelier 3, which looks like it's going to be pretty good. I think it's already out. It's just the Switch part. Octopath 2. You know, now that I do have a new job, maybe I'll buy Splatoon 3. But man, I like Splatoon, but I also really want to play the new Xenoblade because I haven't played that yet. And like I love my JRPGs and I love Xenoblade. So I feel like I've just been missing out. You know, so much stuff. Kirby Dream Land. I'm excited about Kirby's Dream Land. I've played that so much as a kid. My buddies, the 2-player option on the SNES. I think it was I can't remember if it was the NES or the SNES. It had like a quick draw mini game. It was so much fun. So yeah, I think overall, very good Nintendo Direct. I know some people were pretty upset that there wasn't any Metroid news. We didn't get the trailer for Mario like I think a lot of people expected. You know, Miyamoto-san, he mentioned it. He's like, hey, we have new Mario Land and this awesome new movie coming out. Anyway, here's Pikmin. That was a shift. I don't know what the hell was going on with that. I didn't realize that people have kind of soured on Miyamoto, haven't they? I was in Discord and people were like, man, every time he comes on screen, I actively lose interest in the Direct. And like, man, that's a switch. I had no idea that that's kind of where people were at with them nowadays. Maybe it's just because having some issues, it looks like. I guess maybe it's just because he's like 1 foot into retirement, and like most of the stuff he announces nowadays is just kind of like not even remotely what people actually are interested in. He's just kind of there to shill his own, personal projects and stuff now. I really don't know. It was just kind of a surprise to hear. I figured, Miyamoto-san coming on screen would have been like, oh my god, kind of thing. Like Yoshi Pete, anytime he discusses FF16, right? Oh, greetings, gamers from across the globe. There we go. God, I'm so done with this one. Please, just let me get the booties. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Well, I mean, if I don't get them, I think I'm just gonna have to take this one out of the roulette and just do it off stream. I can't keep doing this one on stream, man. It's too much. I wanted to do other stuff. I don't know what the hell is up with the rolls today. I don't think I've had anything over 50 yet, have I? Yeah, it's just streamer luck be damned. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Things happen. You just gotta kind of roll with it, I guess. It's just more annoying than anything. I tried making my streams entertaining, but there's I can only do so much with 4 runs of P8N. Maybe as P8 Savage, it'd be a little bit different. Maybe then people be interested, but not so much with just the normals. Oh, not a good sign because everyone's still not rolling. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, I can't do this. I don't know what the hell is going on with the rolls today, but I gotta take this out of queue and I'll do it off stream later. But yeah, anyways, we'll be back to doing 6 at some point this week. I don't know. I've got a shift tomorrow at the same times. 2 days in a row of not getting the work done that I want to get done. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about streaming tomorrow evening. I might just be too tired. But we'll definitely do it on my first day off this week. Probably Thursday. But yeah, I want to get back into 6. The next chapter should be a pretty long one. I know the past couple streams have been a little bit shorter. Opera was kind of its own thing, and that ended up going a lot faster than I thought it would. But I also kind of feel like we're going to the research facility, and that's one. It's a fairly long dungeon, but there's also a lot of stuff that goes on in it. So I feel like that definitely needed its own. It definitely needed its own chapter as well. I wasn't gonna try lumping that in with the Opera House, because it is so important and it is kind of cool. So yeah, the next Final Fantasy VI stream will probably be a little bit longer. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think we're gonna have a good time. But yeah, we just got to figure out the timing on it. So yeah, we'll probably take another. Unable to leave this area. That's odd. Is it because I'm in queue? I can port out. Huh. Well, maybe I can port out. We'll find out real fast. Hey, I can. I don't know what's up. Must be something with how the queue system works. But yeah, so yeah, and things are going to be rolling really fast after we get done with the research facility. It's just kind of like one thing after the other from this point on. A couple slower points a little bit later on after we've gotten a couple more party members and stuff. But yeah, it'll be fun. I think we're gonna have a good time with the research facility and all of that. I might I don't know. I'm still debating. Nice thing is I get paid weekly at this new gig. So hopefully I won't have to wait too long for the first paycheck, and I might buy. It probably won't be Monster Hunter Rise just because that's still $70 if I want that in Sunbreak. But I might buy Ninja Turtles or something, just as a little treat to myself, and stream that as kind of a nice little break after our next Final Fantasy VI stream. I don't know. I've got to decide what I want to play next. Just something to kind of ease up all the Final Fantasy stuff, because I as much as I love the franchise, I feel like the channel is very heavily weighted towards Square Enix right now, and that's not really how I meant the channel to be. So I'd like to throw something else out in there and be like, hey guys, I do play other games. I do enjoy just gaming in general. I'm not just a one-trick pony. And yeah, I think I would really like the Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. I don't know if I'll buy that or another JRPG or something. I'd like to buy Splatoon, but like I said, I'd have to get the adapter, and I just genuinely don't think it's gonna work with how the system is set up over here. I guess, man, everyone's running E8. They all need that one last thing, and apparently they all need boots. So I'm stuck running it. I just have no idea what the hell is up with my luck today, man. These are just garbage rolls. Just garbage. Like my life. It's where I belong. The rolls are just my dreams manifested in game. That's all they are. But just remember, kids, you too can one day be almost 37 and living at home, streaming your 8 roll for boots in a video game. This can be your life. This can be your dream. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta go through the old Steam library and look and see. I don't know. Maybe I'll throw in another guitar practice stream or something like that. I haven't really decided. Oh man, I'm tired. What's the map right now? Lystra. It's switching to Volcanic Heart at 7 though. It was something I was considering maybe doing some PvP on stream, but I'm not doing Volcanic Heart. I don't even know if I want to do ranked. Like, look at this shit. I've got 16,000 and I have nothing to spend them on. But unfortunately, with the way the series works, I think I have to spend them to unlock this stuff, don't I? I don't know. I barely played at all this series. But, if it's anything like the last time, it'll only take me a week to really grind it out if I started hitting the old ranks again. It's just, I haven't really felt much of a need. I definitely don't want to miss out on anything. But at the same time, like, I've got everything that I wanted from reaching Crystal. I'm not really interested in trying to peak top 30 or even top 100. It's just too much work, man. Way too much work. So yeah, I don't know. I want to do it on stream at some point, but I also don't. Maybe I'll just do casuals or something. But I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I still think Crystal and Conflict's a lot of fun. It's just I just don't have a whole lot of initiative to do it right now. Like when you got the rewards you want, there's already just so much other stuff to do in the game. Not really a whole lot of time to focus on the PvP stuff. I don't even really think the top 100 stuff even really looks all that good. Top 30 looks a little better. It's still not great. But, you know, it's okay. Alright. Here we go. So, big thing with Proto here is just remembering not to start my combo when he's about ready to transition. With how it's been lining up, he'll start his transition when I'm about halfway through the combo. And the combo is so long that not only does it just kill my DPS, but it does hurt my hurt the combo. It does time out from what I've seen. Yeah, I might be able to push it really close or something, but it's just easier to hold off on it and just do your mechanics, do your rotation as normal. Worry about your melee combo after you're done with the transition. Problem is remembering when the transition is. that I don't know. I haven't done this since last week, so I'm not super up to date on most of this. I still think the whole we had to nerf this because our team was too good is still just quality content. Well, only we all had that problem, right? Okay. Okay, so he turned red. So this is when I need to hold off. See, he's gonna go ahead and start his acidic slaver there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and hold off. Perfect. Yeah, see, we're good to go. Now when he comes back down, I don't even have to tab or anything. I should be able to just start going into my combo, and with the way my hotkeys are set up and my character configuration, it should be able to just jump right in. Should auto select them. That's one of the options you've got. Learning that and learning to just kind of, you know, play around with some of the character configuration options, especially camera and target settings, I think is one of the bigger things you can do. You know, if you feel like you're doing really well at your job and you know the mechanics, but your DPS, for whatever reason, you just can't figure out what's going wrong, it's not where you want it to be. You know, I've said it before, but, you know, it always bears repeating. Check your settings, man. Check how you've got your target and layout settings. Check your hotbars. You know, it could be that maybe you're doing something that's kind of uncomfortable for you, and it's causing that just little bit of delay. For me, the biggest thing I think was learning how to turn on auto face target when casting an action, right? And that helped me so much because I was interrupting so many of my casts trying to run away, because I don't use legacy controls. Fuck that. I hate legacy controls. But once I learned the auto target thing and auto turn thing, I mean that was a massive increase, and it was something that I had no idea even existed for like 7 years. You know, I've been playing this game for a long time before I realized that was a thing. And it was probably one of the biggest improvements that I ever saw to my performance, right? So yeah, you know, check your target and character configuration settings, and you know how you handle facing movement, and you know, for some people, maybe the legacy controls is the way to go. Maybe that's just what you're used to. Maybe I hear that a lot coming from WoW players. Is that it is much closer to what WoW was like. It's been over 2 years since I played, so I genuinely don't even remember. But yeah, I mean, if that feels better to you, then by all means use it. Personally, I'm always holding down my my left mouse button, which is probably why it's already starting to go out again. But yeah, I don't mind moving my camera around and handling my left mouse button for movement and all of that. You know, it's not a big deal to me. Yeah, it's all about comfort. It's all about doing what works for you. Finding out what's comfortable is easily the best thing you can do for your DPS. Just figuring out something that works, you know. I think some people see, you know, these opening rotations and stuff, and watch other streamers and think they need the same hotbar setup and stuff. But no, just do what you got to do, man. Make it easy for you. You know, not every red mage out there has these long guitar fingers, right? That I've got. So like, it's really not a problem for me to have a bunch of stuff bound to Control, Shift, and Alt, and not feel like I'm really stretching all that much. I have very flexible fingers, right? But you know, if you've got bigger fingers, you know, tend to hit more than one key at a time, or you're just not that flexible. You know, there's all kinds of reasons. So yeah, you gotta find out what works for you first and foremost. You know, I couldn't play on a controller. That's big brain stuff. I've said that a billion times on stream already, but I don't think I could ever do that. But there's a lot of really high-end players that do everything on controller. You know. So so yeah, it's possible. There you go. Alright, so we gonna have another day, another raid with no loot. It's just gonna be one of those weeks that I just get too lucky the past 3. I have a feeling that might be the case. That might be the situation we're in right now, as I used all of my luck on the first 3 weeks hitting my chest and legs. I think I got a ring out of it at some point, maybe. Okay. Cool. Always calm. Oh god, we had 3 Reapers. Well, one of you's getting it. I can do hat or I can do booties. I don't think I can do both. I think hats are only the first 2, right? So I should probably do hat on these and then do boots later. I'll be fine either way. Hey, there's a 98. Finally. Making progress. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so tired. Even had a coffee again when I first came right back, and it's doing nothing. It's doing nothing, my friends. I'm feeling it. Let's see if I can get one more raid in. Also, it doesn't help that it's hot, and I just get kind of lazy when it's hot. You know, here in the Midwest, it's kind of at that weird time where it's like really hot during the day, and then it starts getting really chilly at night. I think maybe I just notice it more because I don't really have any kind of like... I mean, there's insulation in the walls, but it's not great. They're still pretty thin. So, you know, every little drastic change in temperature I feel. So like I've got the air conditioner on right now, but then, you know, come tonight I'm gonna have the heater on. It's just back and forth. But yeah, I think it's just the heat and you know, working all day and well, not all day, but the tail end of when I would normally be awake. I haven't my sleep schedule's all messed up with the way the retail stuff works. You know, I woke up really weird hours, and it just became a situation where it was just easier to stay up than try and take a nap. So like my shift started at like I'd been up for about 12 hours at that point already, right? Before the shift even started. Worked for 4 hours, so you're going on 16 there, and streaming for another couple because I wanted to get it done. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. Yeah, I know we're small but mighty. I know I've got my VOD watchers out there, and as always, I appreciate it. Hopefully, maybe some of the discussions, even if you didn't get to catch it live, maybe helped you out a little bit, right? But yeah, I'm pretty tired, and I'd like to do a little bit longer than an hour today. But you know, after this, I'll probably do some stretches, maybe try and get something else to eat, and yeah, try and get a little bit more work done. Maybe open up the old Photoshop and start working on just like preliminary design stuff. See if I can slowly teach myself how to draw again. The nice thing about the VTuber thing is, like, you know, I can do a full body thing, but like you don't necessarily have to rig the full body, right? You know, you can just kind of skip on the legs. I'm not HoloLive. You're not going to see a whole lot of full body stuff from me. So really the only things I have to work on is like pretty much what you see here, just in anime form, right? But I've got to figure out the, I don't know, got to figure out what kind of concept I want. I know the concept I want, and I can even figure out kind of how I want the face to look. It's the costume that I'm kind of struggling with right now, and really have no idea where I'm going to go with it. But you know, we'll just see how it goes. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I have a feeling I'm gonna like spend like 3 hours on this, barely get any progress done, because I'm gonna end up getting to like the eyes, or like in real life I have this weird calic, right? I got one here and I got a big one in the back, and I don't know how to draw that in anime very well, so I've gotta look at a lot of references and I don't know, maybe do some art theft, do not steal. Not tracing exactly. I've always been very good, and I think this is because I read a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog, the old Archie comics as a kid, and I used to draw them a lot. I'm very good at sight drawing. That's kind of how I learned to draw. Was you know, take a panel that I liked in the comics and try recreating it by hand, not tracing, but like trying to recreate it. So I think maybe that'll help out a little bit. I guess it's technically a reference drawing, right? So I'll have to figure out how to do that with some of the hair and stuff, but yeah, I feel I'm gonna get like 3 or 4 hours into it and then just decide, screw it. Let's just make a chibi model or something like that, and do that. Once I get to the rigging, I'll be a little bit more exciting. I think the rigging will be a lot more fun for me. I'm just very nervous about my drawing. I'm not, yeah, it's another one of those things where it's just kind of like, I know I'm not very good at it, so why bother? I like the Nancy comics would say a lot about this. Okay, come on. Of course no one is running P6 and P7. Of course not. That'd be too easy. That would give us too much content for the stream. Can't have that. Gotta make Wes vamp for an hour. After running P8 4 times and still not winning anything, by the way. Can't let me forget, I've still got to do that again off stream. God, my luck is just awful. I'm never getting the boots. I am excited to get these last 2 pieces rented. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the ring. I already got the tombstone ring. I really don't know what I'm gonna do here. Oh, I don't have the tombstone ring. I need the yeah, I need the tombstone ring. This is the this is the raid ring. Okay. I guess I already forgot how I spent most of my tombstones, so yeah, there we go. It's the Lunar Envoy stuff, is this tombstone stuff coming around. But I also have to remember, you know, to save up a little bit for the weapon coming up. That'll be here in a couple of weeks too. Where are we at? Week 4? Yeah, so 3 more weeks. I can't remember, what is it nowadays? Is it, it's only 500 now, right? Or 1,000 or something like that. I remember that they halved it. They halved it last time. I have to look it up. But I have to make sure to keep that much saved, just in case. So I'm not using it all. But the ring is fairly cheap. I should be able to buy the ring and still have enough time to save up for the rest. I hope. We'll find out. I've been kind of skimping on it the past couple weeks. I haven't completely ignored it. I've gotten like 2/3 of the way, halfway through up to cap. So yeah, we're just starting this time. I feel like most of my tomestones so far have come from EX4. Speaking of, how many totems do I have? So I've beaten her 18 times. So we're like barely a fourth of the way. Not even a fourth of the way to the mount. I still have all these Titania totems and stuff that I never used either. I never got the mount for that. What we got here? I got the Umbral totem. Astral. Oh, I did Heidelin 69 times. Nice. Oh yeah, he didn't have anything, did he? I don't remember if they ever added a mount for Memoria EX. Ruby totem. I guess I tossed all of my Titania totems. That's I don't know if I meant to do that. Whoops. Oh well. I can get those back someday. Not anytime soon, someday. But yeah, I feel like that's how most of my causality totems have gone this time. I haven't really run a Glaya in a few weeks. I should probably do that so I can get some more coins. We're gonna need those eventually. If nothing else, so I can get more clusters. I officially hit the point where I'm out of clusters to buy materia. I tried to omnicraft during the very brief period that I had like one piece of crafted gear, and it did not go well. So yeah, pentamelding kind of wiped out my supply a little bit. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about that anymore. But I do need some more clusters. Actually, what am I at here? Ooh. Speaking of, that's free money, baby. Don't want to forget that. Well, if this doesn't pop in another minute or so, I mean, I'm seriously just wiped out after today and job hunting and all of that. And yeah, if it doesn't happen here in a couple of minutes, I'll probably just go ahead and call it and just veg out. But the next stream should be a long one. We'll do it on a day off after I've had some time to kind of recenter myself. I really wanted to do all 4 of these today, but you know, I thought we were gonna have a lot easier time getting our items. Oh, hey, there we go. So I will have the option to do one more here, and this is the one that always gives me the most trouble. So we'll see if I can do this and actually chat at the same time. That's that's gonna be this is gonna be wild. First half isn't too bad. It's when she starts combining the conals with the switcheroo. If we have a fast group, we don't even have to worry about it, which is really nice. But if we have anyone go down or we have people that are new to it, it gets really rough. This is, even on normal, definitely a fight where it's very backloaded. The early stuff really isn't bad at all, I don't think. But yeah, if you're taking too long to get everything down, it gets progressively worse the longer the fight goes on. It looks like everyone here has done it. I don't see the newbie message, so that's good. And thankfully, I have improved on this one. You know, I remember saying saying a couple weeks ago, oh, I'll never get 70 on this one. This is blue for life, baby. Thankfully, I actually have a fairly decent one on this. I mean, it's just normal. I don't think anyone cares, but I care. I care about how I'm doing. And thankfully, now that I kind of know what all is going on, it's really not too bad. It's just really gonna depend on how the group is and how fast we can get her down. But it is nice we get to hear Scream. We haven't been able to hear Scream on the channel yet today. You know, Sokken's definitely going through his evanescence phase. That's fine. We're all allowed a little evanescence phase every now and then. We've all been there. We've all done it. Don't judge. Okay, go ahead and turn around here. Yeah, just spam it so that way we auto turn and auto select the boss. You know, it's still I'm not orange on any of these or anything yet. I doubt I will be anytime soon, unless it actually lets me win some gear for once this week. But you know, I'm happy with where I'm at on it. You know, this was the fight that was my big concern going into it. But yeah, not as rough as I claimed. Just good. Okay. Almost feels, maybe it's just because I'm so tired. It almost feels like she's moving super slow. But it could just be that I'm so out of it, time is just moving differently for me right now. It could very much be the case. Okay. I'm getting a little bit of lag. I'm clipping some stuff that I don't normally clip. I don't know, maybe I got some torrents running or something in the background. Yay, finally popped. Sure enough. Hello, hello. It's me, doing one of my rare normal people hour streams. Alright, so we got a... Oh, over here. Here we go. This one's going to be one of the weird ones where I got to combine it with, I think, with the other mechanics? No. Okay, there we go. I don't know what Huge Bonkers was doing there. He knew he messed up. Oh, God. Goodbye, world. It was nice knowing you. Tell my story. Okay. Oh... Hey, there we go. You know, normally I'd be mad about dying because of personal reasons, because I want to hit that orange on every fight. But, you know, taking a Take Buster as a red mage, I'll take that as a badge of honor anytime. But yeah, I mean, this was pretty rough the first couple times I did it, but now that I kind of remember the order, it's not as bad. You know, the hard part for me was just figuring out all of the stuff later on and remembering the order of operations of everything. Like when the whole switcheroo combines with when she does the huge cone, I always used to forget that she did the cone attack, right? I thought it was a much thinner cone than it is. But now that I'm like aware of it and know to look out for it, it's not nearly as bad as it was. Thankfully. Just sad I had to take the tank buster, but you know what? Taking the tank buster when one tank goes down means you know what? I was second on the aggro list, which means I'm doing my job. I'll take that. All right, what we got coming up next? even going down a little bit, it seems like she's going down fairly quickly. I think we've got a fairly decent group here, so not too much to worry about. We'll see how this goes. This is gonna be the test. Looks like Zuli's up, so that's good. Okay. It happens. Okay. Alright, Huge Bonkers. It's all you, buddy. Get some people up. Whew. Right, never looked at it like that. Yeah. It's like any fight, you know, it's familiarity with what's going on, right? The more you do a fight, the more familiar you are with it, and the more you'll be able to, more you'll be able to remember stuff. The Tank Buster thing, I just doing my thing, I guess. This will be interesting. I'm curious to see how long this is gonna take. You know, we're getting people up slowly. As long as I don't get hit with a raid wide right after rezzing. You know, I try not to cast anything until they've managed to pop off at least one heal on me. That way I'm not hit with a raid wide. But sometimes it is it's a little bit easier than others, you know? Yeah, here we go. Here's the really wide cone. You gotta kind of be in the right position. I'm not a huge fan of some of the timing on this fight. I feel like they made it a little bit tighter than it should be for normal. Because that cone really is very large. And you don't have a whole lot of time to see both where everything is going to be moving and then get into the right position for the cone. It's a lot to process for normal, I'm not gonna lie. A little bit of a step up from what they would normally do. Usually you'd have a little bit more time even on the harder mechanics, but you know, it is what it is. We'll get it figured out. There we go. And get Zuli up there, start doing my thing. I hate that I don't know where to stand ever. Buddy, me too. I think she's going to be doubling up on this one. Yeah, see, this one's going to suck. So I'm going to get over here on this side. There we go. That way I'm moving with the turn, right? And go ahead and pop sprint here. I think I'm going to have to get some more people up here. So yeah, we'll be able to recover from this. You know, I probably shouldn't be chatting as much as I am on this one. Usually this one, even you know, 4 weeks in, I'd like to try and concentrate on it a little bit, but you know, with going down to a tank buster, not much I can do about that, so, you know, the run's already kind of scuffed for me. But, you know, it is what it is. It means I can kind of relax and not have to focus as much on, like, trying to get the perfect run like normal. Okay, one. I can't imagine how it is. Believe it or not, I really haven't heard about Savage being all that difficult. Not nearly as much as you would think. There is apparently 1 or 2 mechanics on this fight that are kind of like supposedly pug wipers. But for the most part, it sounds like a lot of the difficulty in Savage is that most of the mechanics are really easy until the very end, from what I understand. So, what ends up being the case is, like, it's really not a hard fight on most of them until, like, the 7-minute mark. But then by the time you hit that, you know, your whole group wipes and you have to go through a 7-minute fight again. but everything up to that point is apparently kind of easy. And usually, I don't know why it's like that. I mean, you guys remember Eden. E2S was like that, where it's all backloaded with the Void Ahriman at the very, very end, and you had to dodge everything at once. But everything up to that point wasn't really too bad. And yeah, they're just usually better about that. Usually, if they want you to wipe, do a group wipe, they prefer not to make it at the very end, you know? Here you go. They genuinely do not like you wasting all of your time. So yeah. But aside from that, it's really apparently not too bad. You know, they did the whole thing with the waymarks on P7S today, and apparently P7 is really not too bad. I've heard a lot of people have gotten that down after just like 1 or 2 lockouts. It's just the mechanic that the waymarks are required for is another one where it's, you know, 7 minutes into the fight. And, you know, you don't want to have to go through 7 minutes again. Okay. Come on. So, my helmet's doing good. So, I guess maybe my boots are just cursed. Maybe, you just didn't want me to get the booties. It happens. Alrighty. So yeah, like I said, I think that'll be it for today. Just it's been a long day, man. I'm running on like 20 hours of being awake. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. I just wanted to say hi and, you know, get a stream in today after after my normal work shift and kind of remind you guys I'm here. But we'll probably be off tomorrow. I've got another shift tomorrow, and I'll probably just want to take the afternoon off to let's work on some personal projects. But we'll be back with Final Fantasy VI probably Thursday, and do the research facility then, and that'll be Ifrit and Shiva, if I remember right. And yeah, and we'll throw in some other stuff, you know, sprinkle it in there every now and then. But yeah, thanks a ton for coming in and saying hi, and, you know, if you're watching this on the VOD, hello. Thanks for watching to this point. I hope you guys are having a good start to your week, and hope you have a good middle of the week tomorrow. But I will catch you guys then. All right, take care.